Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at some EVs. We have Tesla on the screen. It is 9:30, end of the quarter. It was a disappointing day overall in the market. Not so much for the actual scorecard. It wasn't as bad as yesterday, for example, but earlier this week and Monday of last week, but it was disappointing because they had an overnight rally and they gave it up, they hang on, they made a comeback, and then they let go of the comeback and close towards the lows. So there were some positive things, but overall sentiment is bad. I mentioned this because of what Tesla's been doing. So sentiment has been bad on Wall Street, and Tesla stock is accelerating, continuing its ascent. So this is a stock in the hands of a very organized gang of buyers, right? Otherwise it wouldn't do this nice trend. So I'll start there and then circle out from as far as quality of EV companies that we have out here. Out here there was a breakout. I'm pretty sure I did a special video just on Tesla, and the target was 790, and I issued the alert throughout my readership, and that's what it's been doing. They tested the floor a couple of times and then they went there. Now it could extend further because you could argue that more breakout lines have been taken out, like 760 and change, and they're coming back to test it this week. And if that holds, I would not want to be a short if they take this one out with this floor. So if they establish 760 as somewhat of a springboard on a weak market overall, and they take this out like on a closing basis and clear it, much higher. The round numbers always are attractive. I know it's far, but 1,000 is not is not crazy. Just call me Kathy Wood, I guess. Which is the problem with the Tesla is it's not the same Tesla people used to short. The financial stats have changed tremendously. So careful what you're shorting. If you're still sing the same tune as before, this is not the same company. $6 billion in cash flow from its own operations. So it feeds its own beast. It no longer begs for money to exist. So this is a different company. So if you're shorting it, make sure it's a trade and not a fundamental investment. That's my opinion. You can do whatever you want, what is it? 20%, 22% of the company is not it is held tightly. So it's like competing from not a zero if you're a short, but from 22 or 23% up. So not an easy stock to short. There are easier stocks to short. Tesla. So clearly, go with the flow, and as long as they're above 760, this looks like a done deal, and then it's an open air opportunity. I say open air usually when it's an all-time high. In this case, it's not an all-time high, but look, it's months ago. So go back to February where we lost footing. It's very doable that we can back, this ledge 840. They will find sellers there. Excuse me, I'm sick, so I may take cough breaks like right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right, so the second one I like is NIO. Let me take out all the lines so we don't have visual noise. This is 1 day, 1 year. So this is 1 year's worth of data. You can see that they have a base they keep coming back to. And it was somewhat of a springboard location at the end of last year. The election, EVs everywhere. Now I'm going to drop a bomb right here, a proverbial bomb, and say, I don't think EVs are going to be the future. What did he just fucking say? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the future without a major change on the battery side. Follow this logic. The world makes 80 to 90 million new vehicles a year. 80 million. How are we going to make enough batteries if all of them were EVs? That is not logical. We can't do it. So it cannot be EVs. Moreover, not just to put in the new vehicles, but to sustain them as they flip, because batteries die. We all know this. You can't charge it forever. They have life cycles. So I'm just saying, there's got to be something else coming, or you better hope QuantumScape can come up with something fantastic. But that's further down the line. For now, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of buyers of EVs. NIO is one of them. They deliver, I lost track, I'm going to say 50,000 vehicles a year. That is pretty aggressive. And I just read a headline somewhere that they might be going into Europe. Chinese makers, they didn't specify who, and I didn't drill into the article. I just assumed that they would at one point. Maybe it's them, maybe it's not. Maybe it's XPEV or LI. So anywhere near 32 to me is a viable dip until it fails. From a trading perspective, if this fails, then there's more pain, and they might fill this little gap down here. And if they do go there, I don't know why I don't have an alert, but I should have an alert to get long. I do have a note to get long here, and I had a lot of notes fire off here. So it's doing well. Lower highs is fine. Establishing a floor is good. So now the range is tightened, going from this wide, coming into a point. So something's got to give. So if the markets hiccup, I think we will have an opportunity to get long NIO at like 31. And if so, I want to know about it. That's why I have my alert at 32 and change. Or bounce back to 40. And this one runs fast, both directions. So if it's an investment for the super long term, there's no shame in nibbling. And going all in is ridiculous because we don't know what we don't know. This environment has never happened before, this macroeconomic conditions. They're new to everybody. There are no experts. How can you claim to be an expert? Therefore, if you can't, then how can you go all in? You can't. Too much conviction is wrong. NIO. XPEV, my third favorite of the new EVs. Wrong. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth. So there's no actionable items here, except to say that it's at support. If 3380 fails, they might take it down a couple of bucks, in which case I would get long. Same concept as NIO. Slightly different chart. I do like this company prospects. The P&L, I know this because the P&L is growing, same as NIO. I can't say the same about Ride, about FSR, all the other ones that are still pre-production. They don't have tangible results in the P&L. Therefore, these are the three that I would bet on. Maybe LI, but I don't go there often, so I don't know much about it. So why bet on companies? Actually, not why. Anybody has their reasons, but I can't decide, okay, this is a good place to go into a company like that doesn't have current production, like Fisker, Ocean. You know, they're coming out with the line of Ocean, super good-looking car, like Lucid. Okay, they haven't even. I don't think they started production. They haven't committed to production date. It's supposed to be this year, but I haven't seen it. Great cars. Yeah, range is super great. The car is 180,000 for that range, maybe 150. But there's no tangible P&L. These have P&Ls. So if the stock price drops below X, I know that they make Y. Therefore, I can make an intelligent decision based on facts, not sentiment. That's it. Not an insult against the other guys. Just a matter of style. Let's see here. Ride popped today. I would have gotten out. If this pop saved me, I would have gotten out. The news is that they're selling their plant. Don't they need it to make cars? Maybe they have more than one. So let me remember the headlines on this one. I'm not an expert on Ride, so if you know it, please let me know in the comment section. Educate me, not insult me. Everybody makes a mistake. I'm offering you my top line opinion. I thought the story was they were going to partner up with somebody, meaning, hey, we have a lot of good space that they bought from GM, or it used to be GM. I don't know if they bought it from GM. And then they're going to partner up with somebody, like Foxconn maybe, share production with somebody. Now it became a sale of the facility. So are they going to sell and lease back part of it? Wouldn't that tell a bad story about what they expect as far as productions? I'm just saying, when a company goes to sell its house in order to live, that's basically what's going on. It's a red flag for me. Lordstown, the trucks are cool. The company is probably I don't know the people, but they can't produce a cool truck like that if you don't know what you're doing. But you need to have sales and grow the sales, and you need to make the truck somewhere. So be careful of these headline pops. And what if the deal is not there? Nobody assured us that there's a deal. It's a rumor. Pops like these are sellable. On the chart, it's a sellable pop because it's a ledge from which they had a problem before. And if you go back, they tried to hold it. They fell below it and then violently went above it, and then they, anyway, any pop in this one, I would go. The company is literally telling us they're running out of money, so it must be a lot of faith. Luckily, it's a low dollar amount. I didn't say cheap, a low dollar amount. So you can still lose 100% of your money, but at least the absolute value of it is not going to be as a big hit on a higher dollar ticker. Nothing about value, because there is no tangible value. I don't think they have a P&L right now. Yep, there's no income. So anyway, that's my thought on this one. Hyliion, I haven't visited Hyliion. I mean, is it really? I can't squint. You can see it. So I'm going to 2-hour charts. Yeah, bumping along the bottom. What else can I say? I raised the flag at 18. I got flack for it. Every pop was an opportunity to get out, because that's what the machines are doing. Oh, it's not the machines. It's because this and because that. And because, first of all, it's because the warrant. But second, all markets are falling. It doesn't matter why. If you can't overcome a hurdle, then it becomes insurmountable at some point. The company may be successful. Wall Street still doesn't like it. So there is good news in Hyliion. The low kind of held. The low kind of held. A little higher low, just an inch higher low. So that's progress. I always end it with Hyliion on, hey, the bulls are making progress, but they better hold it. No, so they made progress here. Look, nice trend like this, and then the boom, they lose it. They pop back to it, they fail at it. Look, same place. And this one went a little bit higher, but all intents and purposes, they said, what the heck was that day? And then now they're below it. So now they're ping-ponging. And notice how wide the ping-pong area has become, the range. This is important, because this is where the potential can come from. So the range is tightening. Now, if the bulls can just finally hold the floor, stop making new lows. This is encouraging that they've done that before. And lower highs are fine, and in fact here you have almost a straight line. So if by some miracle they can come and break out of here, it will be violent. But job one is you cannot make another new low, because all bets are off and the count starts again. Sorry about that. The count starts again. So that is Hyliion. Who else am I missing? Workhorse. Oh, my favorite. This is the one that actually has a P&L, right? They already sell trucks, maybe. All I know is that they were a very specific niche market. It's not an insult. It's a niche market, just like Hyliion. Very specific target market. It's not like they're making cars for the world, small cars, big cars. They make weird-looking trucks to serve a purpose. And then one contract is going to break the company? Come on, people. The management finally gave up on that lawsuit, or challenging the order not to do that. The president promised you EV this and EV that, and the first contract they face, the government decides, we'll go with ICE. We'll go with internal combustion engine. They put a clause in there that, hey, it could be EV. We all know it's not going to be. Oshkosh is not going to make EVs. It's going to be, anyway, whatever it is, it's not in Workhorse's hand. So similar to Hyliion, floor a while ago in May, floor, you better not set a new low. Lower high is fine. The range is tightening even more than Hyliion, and so you better hold these two wicks, 7 rounding and 7.3. You don't want to test the market and fall below. Unfortunately, the whole market is on shaky ground, so hopefully it doesn't shake it out, but that stands to be a good solid test. Everything is disgusting right now for investors, and this one had the chance to capitulate, and it didn't, so that's probably good news. Lower high is fine. Stop making new lows. Look, they hold for a while, and then they fall lower. They hold, and then they fall, and then they go try to recover. They can't. Same. Repeat. Rinse and repeat. It's mechanical. Who am I missing? I don't know. Go EV or something like that, but I just don't know enough about it. I don't think I've ever looked at the chart. Yeah. Anyway, so this is my look. It's, again, top line thinking. The bulk of the EV deliveries, if that's a big if, I just told you why earlier. If the world is truly going to all EVs, which I don't think it can, but let's say it is, most of them are going to come from the big guys that are already now. Volkswagen, so that would be Audi and Volkswagen brand, and believe it or not, there's a lot of Porsches in my neighborhood, and BMW also, a lot of electric ones. Kia is all over the place with the electric in my neighborhood, and I live in Southern California, which is like heart of car country. They love cars down here, and the GM, Ford, and of course Tesla. So those little guys, they better come up to speed quick, otherwise their share is shrinking by the minute. The ones that are already hitting the ground running have momentum, like NIO. 50,000, that's pretty good momentum. I can't remember XPEV for some reason. 15,000, 20,000. I'm making it up. For some reason, the number 15 sticks in my head as to how many deliveries a year they do. That's pretty significant. So that's momentum they can build on. So it's not the little guys that are going to come in and fill this EV vacuum. That's my opinion. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. The channel is still free, but it won't be free forever. And don't forget to set the little alert thing.